What if I could build my dream wallet from scratch? What cards would it include? What order would I get the cards in? And how would I strategize for maximum earnings coverage, but also maximum benefits that the cards would hold? I'm gonna take you all the way back to the beginning and show you the strategy behind if I could start all over again, what my dream wallet would look like. Let's jump right in. Now, sometimes when you're in the middle of building out a wallet setup, things can get a little wonky. I'm sure it's happened to you, and it's definitely happened to me. I've had cards that I've added into my current wallet that actually overlap with earnings categories on a card that I already have, or maybe I'm chasing a potential sign-up bonus that I really want in the moment, but it may not be a perfect long-term fit for my overall strategy. This stuff just naturally happens. However, if I could clear the deck and start from zero, I want to show you exactly what I would build out today. This includes the timeline, how I'd build up the synergy between the cards, what my current spending is, and how I'd look to cover that through adding cards strategically, and also the dream benefits I'd want to keep in my forever wallet. So welcome to my dream wallet setup. We're going to start in year one. And in year one, I'm actually only adding one single credit card. And that card is going to be the Discover It cashback card. Now, before you run away, there's actually a lot of strategy and a thought process behind that. Let me explain. I think the Discover It cashback card is actually one of the best, if not the best, single beginner card to start any wallet with. Remember, you're starting from ground zero, and the Discover It card is generally known to be a pretty easy card to get accepted for when you're starting fresh. It's also a great card to hold for the long term. It earns cash back, which is key because earning the points is relatively simple, as well as redemptions. You don't have a lot of confusing options. You basically get cash back. However, the benefits don't stop there. It's really important to get a $0 annual fee card as your first credit card because you can keep this in your wallet and keep it active for a long time without having to worry about paying a recurring annual fee. This will help things like your average length of credit, your credit utilization, and your oldest account, all factors that will boost the credit score long term. Now, the Discover It card is not as simple as it gets, but it's pretty simple. The only thing you really have to think about is what the 5% cashback categories are. Those rotate through each quarter, allowing you to spend up to $1,500 and earn 5% back in those categories every 3 months. In quarter one, 2025, it was restaurants, home improvement stores, and streaming. So just an example that it's really easy to earn that top cashback level before you get the 1% applied to everything else. Now, the best part about this card and why it's my year one choice is the famous Discover It cashback match at the end of year one. The card doesn't have a typical sign-up bonus, but it's sort of got a delayed gratification sign-up bonus, which actually can be much more valuable in the cashback match. By putting all of my spending on the Discover It card, I can probably realistically earn about $600 to $750 in cash back in just year one, no problem whatsoever. And that's gonna be way more than a typical sign-up bonus on a competitor beginning credit card is going to earn me. Also, for those of you out there who are interested, I have a private referral link that does get a $100 statement credit in addition to that cashback match, which can be really good to get started on this card. And it's not a publicly available offer either, so you could take advantage of that down below in the description if that's something that fits in your own personal setup. However, while this is the only credit card I would add in year one, take full advantage of that cashback match and just max that out. You have to pivot quickly in year two and beyond because, of course, 1% back on everything else is not something that you could stick with long term to have a high earning wallet. That brings us into year two, a year where I'll add 2 different cards focused on earnings categories and premium travel benefits into my lineup. Now, year one sets the stage for year two by making consistent, on-time, in full payments on the Discover It card. I'm gonna have a credit score that's probably approaching the 700s. This is getting me into the territory to access some of those premium travel credit cards that I will add to the setup, but I'm likely not quite at that point yet. That's why the second card I'm adding to my setup and the first card starting in year 2 is going to target my biggest spending category. This will be a card that will earn me a ton of cash back in the grocery spending category, will also help build my credit score further and allow me to get one of the most valuable cards in my entire wallet as the second card I'll get in year 2. But first, let's talk about the grocery card. I'm calling this my mystery grocery store card because there's a lot of variables in play here. Now, grocery spend is such an important category for pretty much everyone out there. I'm willing to bet that outside of your non-category purchases, grocery store spending is going to be your single biggest credit card category, and that's got to be addressed right away. I can't believe this myself, but my wife and I spend nearly $800 every single month in groceries at Walmart. Now, that last part is critical because Walmart is one of those tricky retailers that doesn't technically code as a grocery store. That means no Amex Gold, that means no Capital One Savor card, as two obvious cards that a lot of people can get for groceries that just don't apply in my specific circumstance. So, what's on deck for my mystery grocery credit card in the Dream Wallet? Well, option number 1 here is going to be the Robinhood Gold credit card, a card that earns a clean 3% cash back on every single purchase, including, of course, purchases made at Walmart. Now, this card doesn't come with a sign-up bonus, which certainly hurts. And it also comes with what effectively is an annual fee, which is a premium subscription on the Robinhood app, which also comes with some additional benefits, but allows you to apply and get accepted for the Gold card as well. The tricky part with the Robinhood Gold card is, though, that it was announced about a year ago, still hasn't completely rolled out, and the founder and CEO recently came out and said they only want to target really profitable customers as the first few who can actually get their hands on this card. So while there are some people out there who have it, people like me who pay the balance off in full every time, they're not Robinhood's target customer, which is why potentially if the Gold card is not available in year 2 in the Dream Wallet setup, I have to go with my backup option, which to swap out the Gold card and address my grocery spend would actually be the Venmo cashback credit card. Now, I bet you were not expecting to see the Venmo card come up in my Dream Wallet setup. Well, here's the deal. When you get down to spending at Walmart, there is a very slim list of credit cards that can actually get you enhanced earning. Fortunately, the Venmo card gets you 3% back in unlimited cash back in your highest spending category. Their categories include wholesale clubs, so Walmart shoppers like myself, or for example, potential Costco shoppers, this card could be for you. Getting 3% unlimited cash back at Walmart, given that I spend about $800 a month, is so important to this setup, so whether I go for the Robinhood Gold card or I end up with the Venmo card, establishing a solid grocery card is going to make this setup really start to work. Now this primes us for the first travel credit card, number 3 I add to the list overall, which is going to be the Capital One Venture X Rewards credit card. There's a few reasons why I've got to add the Venture X as the third card here in this Dream Wallet setup. The first is my credit score is finally going to be ready. After adding 2 cards, paying those off and on time, I should have a credit score above that 740, which is typically what you want to be at for a premium travel credit card like the Venture X. The second factor is that Capital One has some really powerful credit cards. However, they are a very sensitive issuer. This means that you could do everything right, and you still may not get accepted by Capital One. This is because they are really aggressive in looking for people that they could potentially have a great shot of making money off of. Capital One does not want people with multiple credit cards maximizing rewards and benefits who pay their cards on time. The Venture X is going to serve as my catch-all card. It'll earn 2x miles back in non-category purchases, as well as 5x back on flights purchased through Capital One Travel, before getting 10x back on rental cars and hotels through their travel portal. However, one of the reasons I want this card the most is the lounge access, TSA PreCheck, and the rental status benefits through Hertz. Some of these premium travel benefits make a real difference when I'm traveling, and I love taking advantage of these as much as I possibly can. This card also has a $300 travel credit and gives you 10,000 bonus miles at the end of every single year, which basically wipes away the annual fee of $395. It's got a 75,000 mile sign up bonus, which you can actually really help support the channel if you decide to go for this card at the link below in the description. And it's just basically an incredibly valuable card to slot in at number 3 in my dream wallet. Now we move into years 3 and 4. And this is where I can start to get really granular on how the cards I have are going to maximize my everyday spend. Now there's 2 principles I want to note here. The first thing is in card application velocity. You'll realize that entering year 3, we have 3 cards in the dream wallet. You'll notice that I'm targeting 1 card application about every 6 months. This is on purpose. There's a reason that you don't want to apply for multiple cards at the same time or cards too quickly when you're building out your wallet setup. In addition to maybe getting rejected more likely, it also makes the management and the accumulation of these cards just harder to deal with for you and the authorized users who may be on your account. The second aspect I want to point out is that a benefit you'll never hear me mention is how adding more credit cards can increase my credit limit or allow me to make bigger purchases. I think there's a really fine line when building out a multi-card setup between extracting value out of issuers and then giving that value right back through late fees, not paying your balance in full, and other things that can come on the negative side with credit cards. I really want to encourage everybody who watches my videos to focus on getting the most possible you can from these issuers while not giving anything back. So that brings me to card number 4. And this is the Citi Custom Cash. This card earns 5% back on your top eligible spend category every single month up to $500 in purchases. It earns 1% back after that on everything else, but of course not something we have to worry about in the Dream Wallet setup. For me personally, I spend just under $150 every single month in combination with my wife on our gas purchases, so the Citi Custom Cash, like what so many of you out there use this card for, goes directly to gas category purchases and doesn't touch anything else. The next card I'll add in this time frame is the Capital One Duo Partner in the Savor Rewards card. Now remember, I cannot use this card for grocery store purchases because, again, Walmart doesn't code as grocery. We've got that taken care of, but I still want to bring in the Savor card for a nice little welcome bonus, usually between $200 and $300, and the fact that it gets 3x back on entertainment purchases and 3x back on streaming purchases.
The card also earns 3x back on dining, which is a huge spending category.
Every single thing I earn on the Savor card can be sent over to the Venture X and redeemed for miles through that card. The key with that card is that you can use Capital One's transfer partners to redeem those miles for potentially even more value, a really valuable add here. Now, even though the Custom Cash and the Savor Rewards card don't address massive spending categories, it's that after I get these 2 cards and combine them with the other cards that I've assembled so far, I'm looking at an average return on spend from anywhere between 3.5% all the way up to 4 and 5%. This is such a cool concept because essentially by building out a really strong earning wallet, you're carrying between a 3 and 5% coupon on every purchase you make, no matter where you go. Year 5 and beyond is the final stage of the wallet setup. I could honestly be completely done here. Between the Discover It, the grocery card I decide to go with, either the Robinhood Gold card or the Venmo cashback credit card earning 3% at Walmart for grocery purchases, the Capital One Venture X for premium travel, Savor Rewards to finish out the Capital One Duo, and the Custom Cash as my gas card, you could just be completely fine here and call it a day. However, one of the best parts about playing the credit card game is accessing some really top tier benefits and pairing brands that you like to use with great savings from those brands as well. That's what I'm looking at in years 5 and beyond. Let me tell you about the last 2 additions I would make in this time period. The first avenue I would go down would be the Delta SkyMiles family of credit cards. Now, Delta is my favorite airline, and a few weeks ago, I did a poll that showed that it's actually your favorite one to fly with as well. So I think a lot of you will be able to identify with kind of the thinking behind this here. Delta has some incredible credit cards, and even right now, with the elevated sign-up offers, there's a great chance when you're building out a wallet setup to climb the Delta ladder step by step, take advantage of those sign-up bonuses, and rack up a ton of Sky Miles that you can then redeem for travel. Now, because Delta has this family language, where to get the sign-up bonuses on all of their cards, you have to go in order of annual fee. So I would personally take this over a number of years, start with the Delta SkyMiles Gold card, get the sign-up bonus, use that card for a little bit, then downgrade that to the Delta Blue card. Then I'd apply for the Platinum card, use that for a little bit, then apply for the Reserve card, hopefully get that before I'm in Amex pop-up jail, downgrade my Platinum card to another Blue card, and just kind of roll with that strategy for a while, maximizing the best sign-up bonuses I possibly could get, as well as the benefits I love in that family of cards. The second and last aspect of this dream wallet would be adding my favorite hotel card right now, which is the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless. I do like it because it's a sustainable card, meaning it gives one free night every single year, which provides more value than the $95 annual fee. And after a year, I can product change this card if I'd like to the Ritz-Carlton card, which is one of the most legendary travel cards that you can get that you actually can't publicly apply for by itself. Year 5 and beyond is all about finding the right mix of benefits and experiences that elevate the setup while also finding good value on those annual fees that I'd have to pay to get those benefits. Now to conclude, I want to take you inside my personal spending, show you how these cards line up, and show you about the benefits I'm really excited about that are contained inside this dream wallet. So this spreadsheet takes you into what my wife and I spent for the last 12 months, broken down into average monthly spending. And I listed the credit card categories we spend in, as well as the amounts from greatest to least in each category. And you'll see miscellaneous expenses here. That's usually everybody's number one category, but it's kind of a non-category purchase. So in this dream wallet setup, I'd probably take the Venture X and use on that to earn miles, or I could put the Robinhood Gold card into play if I needed cash back and the Robinhood Gold card was an available card for me to get. Same thing with healthcare there too. This is unusually high for 2024. We got some dental work done, so that really drove this average up a lot higher than what it would normally be. But for that specific year, you could apply the Venture X or the Gold card as well. This grocery category is the one that I talk about constantly. Finding a good card there, 3x or 3% back, that's what you want. And you can keep going on down the list here and see how you're getting either 3x, 5x, 10x, 5%, 2 to 3x. All of these together are going to create a really sustainable strategy, earning about 3 to 5% on average, no matter what I'm spending in. And the last part, and that's really cool, is going to be the benefit wish list. And I'll just kind of pull back the curtain here. These are the benefits that this dream wallet gets me that I really value. Airport lounge access, TSA pre-check, free bags, rental car status, cell phone protection, boarding upgrades, and a free hotel night. And I'll pull back the curtain on the rest of this as well. These are the cards that are gonna get me that. Anything with a yellow square, that's not full access, but with specific brands, these cards will get me that access. So the airport lounge access is gonna be fantastic. Eventually I wanna build up towards the Delta Reserve to get me Delta Sky Club access. But no matter what card I get in that family, I can take advantage of free bags on Delta, rental car status through the Venture X with Hertz, cell phone protection on that card, as well as a few others, some boarding upgrades, the free hotel night. Really, this creates a lot of experiences and benefits you can all pack into a really sound wallet setup. That top to bottom is the concept I wanted to show you here today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or a thumbs up. Let me know what you would have done differently, or just hit me with your dream wallet setup down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.